Okay, the next page I'm going to show you is the travel planner, and this is my favorite page. Again, you will have your navigation at the top and on the left side, and then you will see your instructions right here in case you forget anything. And then, so the first thing you're going to see is this little quote by Stephen R. Covey, and then you will have your trips database right here. And if you remember, you have a database of your upcoming trips in the lifestyle page, and there you will only see your upcoming trips, and then here in the travel planner you will see all of your trips. So also like the ones you've already took or the ones you're like not sure about if you're actually taking them. So everything will be here, and I will go into detail and like explain how this database works in just a little bit. I'm just going to give you an overview of this whole travel planner page. So on the left side where your navigation is, you will have a packing list, and you can just use this whenever you pack and then just like check things off. And whenever you're like packing and like using this, you can also just like press this button, which will give you a new packing list if you've used like the other one, and then you can just delete this by clicking onto those six little dots and just pressing delete. Um, then under the packing list, you will have this little widget which just says countries visited, and you can like keep track of how many countries you visited, and you can customize this and like change the colors, change the text when you like hover over this. And then on the left side, you will see your upcoming trips again. So this database here on the right side is all of your trips, and then this database on the left side will be your upcoming trips, the ones you're like actually planning on like going. And then here there is this little like map, and you can just like drag it around and like just look at places. And then under this you will have a travel journal. I'm gonna go into like detail how this works when I explain the like trips database. And then under here, like you will have your bucket list of like things you want to do or like foods you want to try, and then on the right side you will have your country bucket list. So if there's any countries you want to visit, you can just like add them right here and then just check them off once you've like been there. Yeah, and so that is basically the whole like travel page. Now I'm gonna go like into detail about how this works, and I'm gonna start with the bucket list right here. So this bucket list is supposed to like help you with like putting in things you really want to do, just in general, like when it comes to traveling. And I added three examples right here, but you can add different things. So I added a cenote in Mexico, I added a temple in Indonesia, and I added a museum in also in Mexico. And so you can just put in like different things of your bucket list, like things you want to do on your trips when you're traveling, like right here. But you can also add food. So there is like the category of food. And then you just have like these different views of this bucket list right here. So there will be a list right here. You can add things to your favorites, and they will show up here. And then you can, once you've done your bucket list things, they will show up here. And then you also have a category that shows you like the things you still want to do. And then you can also sort them like by continent, wherever those things are. And I'm gonna go into the cenote one to just show you what it looks like. So first you're gonna be able to like put in the title of your bucket list item. You're gonna be able to like change the icon, and then you can put in a city and a country where this bucket list item is at. And so this cenote is in Tulum, Mexico. And then you can add a continent right here, and then here you can link a trip to this bucket list item. So the database of your trips and this bucket list database is linked. And so this way you can put things into your bucket list, the things you really want to do. And then when you're actually like planning on going and taking a trip, then this is where you can like actually like link those two together and like really plan on like doing this bucket list thing, whatever you added, like just checking this off your bucket list. And I think that's really cool because sometimes you just like see something on social media, or you think of something you really want to do, and then this way you can add it to your bucket list. And when you're like actually going on vacation and like going on a trip, then you can like actually plan on like doing this. and it's not just gonna like be on your bucket list forever. So I think that's really cool. And I'm gonna show you how this works in a little bit when I show you like the trips page. So then once you've done your bucket list item, you can also like rate it, if you've liked it or not. You can do type, and like I only added like 2 different ones. So for example, if you really want to try a food like tacos in Mexico, then you could like add this right here and add it to food. And then here you can put in an image, and the database will pull the image from here. And then this is where you can like check this off if it's like one of your favorite things you've ever done. And then once you've done it, you can check this one off. And then if you want to add some notes, you can do this here, and then you can put in your costs, like how much this thing costs. And then that is basically it, how the bucket list page works. And then again, if you want to change anything to those templates, you can just like click on this little arrow and then go on to the 3 little dots and press edit. And this way you can add a new property or like take some of them like out if you don't want them right there. And yeah, this is how you can add things to your bucket list. And now I'm going to show you how this like trips database works. So here you will see all of your trips, and then here you will see the ones you've already visited, the completed trips, and then here there will be just a list of your trips to like, this way you can better like edit these trips. And so I'm going to go into the Tulum, Mexico trip to like show you how this works. So the way how this works, I'm going to make this big. Yeah, so the way how this works, you can put in like I like to do like the city and the country, like where I'm going, and then I like to add the icon of the country, like the flag, just as the icon. And so this so here I'm planning on going to Tulum, Mexico. And then you can put in your city and your country again, where you're going, and then you can also like put in a continent again. And then here is where like the fun starts. So you can put in the date where you're going, and it's really important that you toggle end date on, because this way it only gives you a date, and then if you have an end date, you can do like, for example, you're going from like 17th of September until like the 30th. This way, if you do that, it will automatically calculate your like the duration of your trip. And then you can add a status, and so here you can like kind of like plan your trip. So if you have an upcoming trip, like it's actually like, sure, you're going to this place, then you can do upcoming. If you're just like kind of planning on going there but you're not sure yet, you could do planning, and you can also do completed, or you can add your own, like a new one. And as I mentioned before, the lifestyle page and the travel planner will have a database of the upcoming trips. So if you pick this, it will show up in your lifestyle page. And then you can also add a type. So if you're going by yourself, if it's a couple like vacation or trip, if you're going with your family or friends, you can put this in here. And it will also like, once you put in a date, it will also like calculate how many days are like remaining until your trip starts. And then here is your bucket list. And like, this is what I mentioned before. If you go and like add a bucket list item, and then you are actually like planning on like going on a trip, like going to that place and like doing the thing on your bucket list, then this is where it will show up. And because we linked the cenote I just like showed you to this Tulum, Mexico trip, this is why it's like showing up here. And then here you can add an image for the database to like show you. And then down here you can add your accommodation, you can add your like airport and like departure time, like your tickets, so that you just like have everything in one place. Then right here you can add a to-do list. Like if you have anything to do before your trip, you can just like do this right here. Then here you can upload important documents, like for example your boarding pass or like anything else you need. Here you can add some notes, and then here there is a packing list again, and it is the same packing list as like the one I showed you earlier. And so with every single trip you're like taking, you have your own packing list, but then if you just like need a packing list in general, you can go back in the travel planner, and then you will have your clean packing list. And then here is just another map you can drag around. And then here is your itinerary. And like this is where you can actually like plan your whole trip and what you want to do on every single day. And so how this works is basically I'm just gonna click on new and I'm gonna show you. So you click on new and you can add like a new activity, and like I already like created those templates. So you have like new activity, you can do like restaurants if you really want to try like a taco place or like any restaurant in, I'm just like saying tacos because like this is the Mexico trip. But yeah, if you want to try like something like food wise, you can do this, or you can add like transportation, for example, if you have like a taxi booked or like a bus or something like just booked, you can add everything right here. So you have everything in one place. I'm just gonna do a new activity. And so the first thing you can add right here is the day. And I created day 1 to day 7, but obviously if you stay for like 12 days, then you can just like keep going day 8, day 9, day 10, and so on. So I'm just going to add like day 1, and then you can put a date in here when that's like gonna be. And I think like the trip started on like 17th or something. So I'm just going to do like 18th is our like day 1. Then you can add like a cost, like however much it's gonna be, let's say like $10. Here you can add an image, and I will show you like why you can add an image here in just a little bit. I'm just gonna leave this like empty for now. Then you can rate the activity once you've done with it. And then here where it says bucket list, this is where you can actually like add things from your bucket list to your itinerary. And so if you remember, like we have 3 different things in our bucket list. And once you've put something in there, you can add this to your itinerary right here. So I'm just going to add the cenote right here. Actually, the cenote is like already in here. Let's do the Azul Lake, the museum right here. And then you can add some notes if you want to. And yeah, that is basically how this itinerary works. And so now you have like your itinerary right here, and you can like see everything you're like planning on doing, and you can like really plan out your trip. And then here you will have a different like overview of your different days. And so this is where you could like put in a picture. And so this is an example that was already in here, the cenote, and then the new activity is the one we just added. So if I would have like put a picture in here, that's like when it would like show up here. If you put a picture in, then it like would show up here. And then yeah, this way you can just like plan your whole trip, and you will see day 1 what you have like going on, what you want to do today, activities like taxis and buses, restaurants, like everything will be in here, and you can like really just see your whole trip by each day. And then also, because there is the option of like adding a cost, like how much those things are going to cost, you can go onto this and like see your expenses for like your different days. So for example, here the activity we just added is like $10, and then it's a note to $10. So you would see that like on day 1, you spend like $20 in total. And so this way you just have an overview of your expenses. And yeah, that's basically how the itinerary works. And like this is where you can really like plan out your whole trip and what you want to do, and you can take things from your bucket list and like put them in here. I'm just gonna delete the one we just added, but yeah, this is how it works. And then down here there is the travel journal. And the way how this works is you're just gonna press on new, and then it's just a like simple journal. So you can like journal if you're like on your trip, if there's like something happening and you want to journal on it, you can do this right here. You can just add a date, add a country, and then here you can put in a trip. So in this case, like we're in the Tulum, Mexico trip, so I would add Tulum, Mexico right here. And then there's just like some things in here like highlights of the day, and then you could add some images if you want to, like to your like travel journal entry. And yeah, then down here you could just like start writing and just write about whatever you want to write about. And that is basically it. I'm just gonna delete this also, but yeah, that is how this whole like page works. This is where you can like really plan out your whole trip, Yeah, and that is basically it for this whole travel planner.